This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900.
Happy Monday. Thanks so much for joining us here on KPVM TV. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen. It's Monday, December 6th.
Well, state troopers are investigating a weekend crash that killed 2 motorcycle riders on Highway 160 just outside the Red Rock Canyon National Conservation Area. Brad Francis reports.
The Highway Patrol continues its investigation into the cause of a deadly crash Saturday afternoon. Around 12:15, 2 motorcycles collided at the intersection of Highway 160 and Highway 159. Initial reports indicate a man riding a black motorcycle was stopped on 159 for a red traffic signal. Investigators believe that motorcycle then proceeded into the intersection while the traffic light was still red, where it drove into the path of a silver motorcycle, which was traveling eastbound on 160. The driver of the black motorcycle died at the scene. The man driving the silver motorcycle, identified by family and friends as Shaylin Lamb, was critically hurt. He died en route to a Las Vegas trauma center. Highway 160 was closed for about 4 hours following the crash. No other vehicles were involved. Lamb's family has organized a fundraiser on GoFundMe to help pay for his funeral and memorial. If you'd like to donate, just head to GoFundMe.com and search for Shaylin Lamb.
And a single vehicle rollover crash early Sunday morning in Pahrump sends a driver to the hospital. He was then arrested on suspicion of DUI. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Captain Steve Moody describes what they discovered at the scene.
We got reported of a 1 vehicle rollover in the area of Bunch and Highway 372. On location, found a vehicle off the road. Vehicle versus perimeter fence. 1 male patient. Medic 2 transported the patient to Desert View Hospital. No other patients, no other entrapment. Kind of a high rate of speed, multiple vehicle rolled multiple times.
And Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies are investigating a threat regarding Pahrump Valley High School. Deputies were made aware of a general threat written on the bathroom wall at the high school relating to a school shooting on December 7th. This is the second time the Sheriff's Office has investigated a threat written on the walls inside the bathroom at this school. The Nye County Sheriff's Office says at this time there is no information to deem that this threat is credible. The Nye County Sheriff's Office will have additional staff present Tuesday at the high school as a precaution. The investigation is ongoing. If you have any information as to the author of this threat, please contact the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-7000. You can even email them at sheriff@co.nye.nv.us.
Sunday afternoon, Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue was dispatched to another crash. This one involved a vehicle that struck the secondhand deals store on Highway 372.
We reported a vehicle versus commercial structure yesterday afternoon. Got on location, found minor damage to the exterior wall on one of the buildings on 372. No reported injuries. Vehicle left the scene and turned it over back to the property manager.
And a Pahrump man is under arrest accused of stealing money from the convenience store where he worked as a clerk. Here's Brad Francis.
Brad Clevin has been booked into the Nye County Detention Center on 1 count of embezzlement between $1,200 and $5,000, 1 count of possession of a Schedule 1 or 2 controlled substance less than 14 grams, and 1 count of the use or possession of drug paraphernalia. November 19th, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to the Coyote Corner on East Kellogg Road in Pahrump regarding embezzlement. A store manager told deputies Clevin, who was employed as a clerk, had taken money from the register on numerous occasions since mid-September. The manager provided deputies till sheets showing Clevin's end-of-shift drawer count and the opening count of the next shift. According to the arrest report, those reports indicated Clevin had taken nearly $3,000. Deputies say during the investigation, Clevin admitted to taking money from the register. When deputies asked how much, they say Clevin stated almost $100 a shift. The sheriff's office says that amount appears to be consistent with the amounts documented in the store's till sheets. And when asked when he last took money, deputies say Clevin told them 2 days ago. While searching Clevin during his arrest, officers say they found a small clear bag with a substance that tested presumptive for heroin and other items they describe as drug paraphernalia in his shirt and pants pockets.
Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies again dispatched to a Pahrump home for a reported domestic battery. A short time later, a man is under arrest now facing 3 felony charges. Here's more on that story.
Mark Bennett has been booked into the Nye County Detention Center on 1 count of domestic battery by strangulation, 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of possession of a Schedule 1 or 2 controlled substance of less than 14 grams. Nye County deputies were called to a home on South Myrtle Beach Street in Pahrump for a domestic in progress. A woman identified as Bennett's girlfriend told officers the two had been arguing when she says Bennett punched her in the face and put his hand around her neck, making it difficult for her to breathe. The victim says Bennett also tried to smother her, and after the physical altercation, she says Bennett retrieved a gun and pointed it at her head. According to the arrest report, Bennett admitted to the physical battery and made statements about what happened consistent with what the victim had described. During the investigation, deputies also discovered Bennett was in possession of amphetamine salts, a Schedule 2 narcotic, which had been prescribed for someone else. In the arrest report, officers did note that Bennett did not have any prior criminal history.
Well, there's a lot going on with COVID, and of course that new variant. We will report on that on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, the county says there has been confirmed 2 new deaths related to COVID-19 reported since last Monday, November 29th, both residents of Pahrump. There's 79 new COVID-19 positive test result cases here in Nye County since last week. That's 2 in Smoky Valley, 1 in Manhattan, 1 in Tonopah, and the remainder in Pahrump. Nye County test positivity rate is 11.1%, which is the 5th highest in the state this week. The schools have reported 23 new COVID cases among the students and 3 with staff over the past week. The Tonopah Community Health Nurse will host a walk-in COVID-19 vaccine clinic every Tuesday from noon to 4:30 at their office located at 1 Frankie Street. Here in Pahrump, they offer flu and COVID vaccines on Tuesdays by appointment. You can give them a call, 775-751-7070. The next Beatty COVID and flu vaccine will be held on Wednesday, December 15th and Wednesday, February 2nd from 10 to 11 at their community center, which is located at 1 South Avenue A. The next Amargosa Valley Vaccine Clinic will be held Thursday, December 16th and Thursday, February 3rd from 10 to 11 at their community center, which is located at 1640 East Farm Road. You can call 775-751-7070 for more information on the Beatty and Amargosa Valley clinics.
Today, Immunize Nevada, a statewide nonprofit focused on advocating for and providing access to immunizations for Nevadans, released its report detailing the health impacts of the vaccine incentive program, Vax Nevada Days, an effort led by Immunize Nevada with support from the Nevada Governor's Office. The report details that within the effort's 8-week period, 440,988 vaccines were administered to Nevadans following a declining rate of vaccinations experienced in the month of June. The effort included 8 weeks of prize drawings beginning July 8th and then concluding on August 26th of this year, with the announcement of a grand prize of $1 million to a winner. Incentives included cash prizes ranging from $1,000 to $1 million and 529 planned funds or secondary education savings accounts for post-secondary education from $5,000 to $50,000 in awards. Additionally, more than 1,000 fishing licenses and nearly 500 state park entrance permits were awarded to eligible residents. In total, 2,000 winners were randomly selected from all Nevadans who had received at least 1 round of a COVID-19 vaccine. No matter when their vaccine process was initiated, amongst the winners were 19 students, 11 veterans or military service members, and 25 healthcare and essential workers. The youngest winner was 12 years old, and the oldest winner was 83 years old.
And today, an updated Nevada COVID-19 facilities dashboard was published with a layout to match the main COVID-19 dashboard and an updated methodology for data. Nevada's COVID-19 facilities dashboard includes information on COVID-19 cases and deaths among staff and residents in Nevada care facilities, correctional centers, child care facilities, and other congregate settings. Additionally, information for the dashboard will now come directly from the database facilities used to enter the case information, which will provide a consistent, up-to-date data source. Some case counts will change based on these updates and associated data review.
And the first case of the Omicron variant was recently reported in the U.S., and now other cases are starting to emerge. Researchers say that there is still a lot to learn about this new variant, but here's what they know so far.
It seems to be spreading quickly in South Africa. So that's concerning because for the last couple months, no other variant has really been able to compete with Delta.
Dr. Daniel Rhodes is a microbiologist for a Cleveland clinic. He says it will take more time before they know whether the Omicron variant is as contagious as Delta, which is the dominant variant circulating right now. It's also unclear whether it can cause more severe symptoms. He says now that the holidays have arrived and a new variant is here, it's more important than ever to be careful with COVID. He recommends wearing a mask and social distancing when possible. The vaccine can also help provide protection. In addition, it can prevent the virus from further mutating.
The mutations occur randomly, and so the more opportunities to mutate, the more opportunities there are for an occasional advantageous mutation. So when millions of people are affected or infected, that gives the virus millions of more opportunities to mutate and maybe land on one of those advantageous mutations.
Dr. Rhodes also encourages individuals to continue getting tested for COVID-19. That data is useful when it comes to detecting new variants.
All right, we'll be back with a story about home inspections right after this break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, when was the last time you got a home inspection? If you just bought your home, it may have been a few months ago. But for most other homeowners, it's possible it's been years. In today's Ask Angie, Bailey Carson discusses the importance of a home inspection and what to expect throughout the process.
Whether or not you're planning to sell your home, a home inspection can be a valuable investment. Bailey Carson, a home care expert at Angie, is here to talk about why and how to inspect your home, as well as how to hire the right inspector for the job.
There are plenty of good reasons to get your home inspected. If you're thinking about selling, it'll help you preempt any issues that might turn off prospective buyers. Or if you're buying, it's going to help you understand that you're making a good investment and know what you're getting into.
If you're not planning to sell, a home inspection can still be a great idea since it can help catch potential problems early, provide an honest evaluation of your home, and check your electrical systems, radon levels, and any hard-to-reach areas like crawl spaces.
If you can't remember the last time your home was inspected, it's probably a good time to do it. You'll want to find a reliable, third-party, honest inspector to do the work. You'll want to hear every issue, big and small, no matter how hard it may be to swallow.
Interview and get quotes from at least 3 inspectors, and be wary of any inspectors who also offer to fix things for you. It's a conflict of interest for an inspector to give you a list of problems and offer contractor services to fix them. Also be sure to ask about licenses, certifications, and insurance.
When you schedule your appointment with the inspector, plan to spend a few hours with them walking through your home as they complete the inspection. They may point out things along the way that won't necessarily make it into the report, but are worth knowing. Also, they can give great advice on what issues to prioritize.
If you're doing the inspection as part of a potential real estate purchase, be sure to ask what the inspection includes and what it doesn't. Inspectors can only report on what they see, so they may recommend hiring specialists to follow up on any concerns around things like the sewer or roof.
Once you receive your inspection report, it's time to decide what to prioritize. I'd recommend putting any health and safety concerns at the top of the list. If you're a prospective buyer, also talk with your realtor about how to negotiate any repairs with the seller. You'll also want to get comfortable with what you're willing to accept and what may cause you to walk away.
Do you have questions about your home projects? Tweet them using hashtag AskingAngie. That's hashtag AskingAngie, and you may get some tips in an upcoming segment.
And if you're looking to adopt a new canine companion, there's lots of loving pets in our local shelters. For today's Save a Pet, we find Darby O'Donnell Westerman hanging out in the yard at Desert Haven Animal Society, where she introduces us to Delilah.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Delilah. Delilah is a very chunky 2.5-year-old black lab. I adore labs personally. They're wonderful family dogs, very, very protective, very attached to their families. They also love food, if you cannot tell by Delilah. Delilah is just a little cutie patootie. She has such a calm personality, but she tries to go and have the zoomies through the yard when she first came out, and she was so excited. She does take a little second to come up to you, so getting down to her level definitely helps. If you want to come and see Delilah or any of her friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, you can give them a call at 775-751-7020, or you can look them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Looking at our sunset, it's becoming less and less a sunset.
It is, and cloudy skies and more weather coming up right after this.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. You made it to Monday. Good for us all. Let's have a big pat on the back and check out these weather scores as we look up and down the state. Staying mostly in the low and mid 50s from Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, Tonopah, Goldfield, all the way down to Beatty. 67 degrees in Beatty. Good for you. Amargosa in Las Vegas. Weather Twins at 71. What was that? 78 degrees is all you got to see out in Death Valley, California today. But here in the paradise of Pahrump, well, 63 degrees is our current temperature. We're heading down to a low tonight of 48. And that's not too bad. Southeasterly winds to 7 miles per hour. Got a lot of clouds for all that humidity, just at 14%. As the sun set this evening in all its glory at 4:28 a.m. and it'll majestically reappear tomorrow on the horizon at 6:41. Let's look forward to that. Heading into a 65-degree high tomorrow. That's not so great. Low down to 39. Dang, we're getting kind of frosty. And as we head on into the week, what can we expect? Lots of clouds. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Wow, look at that. Rain on Thursday. Terrible stuff. And winds kicking up to 16 mile per hour. Might even extend into Friday. It looks like those winds are staying with us Thursday and Friday. Saturday, Sunday, things are calming down just a little bit. Clouds getting on the nary side, but the temperatures hugging 50 and real close to it. Throughout the week, it's going to be one of those fall days throughout the week. So look forward to all of them. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. We want to remind everybody that Nye Communities Coalition is having a car seat event happening at their location, 1020 East Wilson. That will be happening here in Pahrump on December 9th from 4 until 7 p.m. This is brought to you by the Nevada Department of Public Safety, and they will be having people out there to help you install your car seats, to teach you about them, and of course a car seat giveaway as well. And there's also another thing happening, right?
Yep, well, we wanted to also mention that we have the Spirit of Christmas special is going to be happening on right after this broadcast, presented by Telco. It's going to be an ethnic culture mixed Christmas celebrations. It'll be an hour-long program. It's replacing the independent doctors program with Dr. Reiner.
All right, so just remember that Dr. Reiner will not be on tonight after our news. We also want to remind everybody that Pahrump Valley Disposal has been changing their recycling program there at Walmart on Highway 160. They are going to be having limited hours and staff assistance. The new hours are from 7:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. Pahrump Valley Disposal team member will be there to provide recycling, education, and assistance. For more information, give them a call, 775-727-5777. And that's right there at the recycling bins in front of Walmart to make sure that people are recycling properly, not throwing household garbage in there and stuff like that. The Board of County Commissioners meeting is tomorrow at the Board of County Commissioners Chambers, which is right there at 2100 Walt Williams Drive. That starts at 10 a.m. We will, of course, be bringing you the highlights of that meeting as the week goes on. I know that one of the highlights is that they're going to be having that auction, right?
Yeah, the medical building that's over there on Calvada, it's going to be going up for auction, no less than $1.9 million for that building.
Yeah, Pahrump Medical Center right there. The county is selling it, and so we're going to see who the buyer is. That should be interesting enough. And of course, coming up soon is going to be the PDAP Toy Drive, and that's Pahrump Disability Outreach Program's Toy Drive. That is on December 11th, and that's going to be happening at Walmart. For more information, go to pdap.org. They're also going to be having their Polar Express, and that will be happening on December 17th. We'll have a story coming up this week regarding the Polar Express. That's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Stacy Jensen.
Good night.
Good night.